You can now play as Lilith from Diablo in Call of Duty. The first thing you get is the Lilith Operator, which does have voice lines. We'll be testing those out. Then we've got 2 weapons with new types of tracers. We got red/blood petal tracers with Ascension Elimination effects. We'll see exactly what those do. Then we have the Daughter of Hatred finishing move. As always, we'll be seeing all the different versions of that. We got the Wicked Death light up LTV skin. We got Charm, a sticker, a loading screen, and an emblem. But before we test all this out, if you want to see more videos like this in the future, make sure to unlock that subscribe button. The Lilith Operator is on the Cortac team. Here's the Lilith Operator in game. I've never played Diablo, so I don't know how accurate this is, but we can still take a look at it. This is what the face looks like. Very, very menacing. Got some sort of star there. Got some sort of dress on with symbols. Those are, can we shoot those? Also want to test out the hitbox. Those are some mean looking hands. Luckily, doesn't add to the hitbox because that would be terrible. Look at those big wings. She's got some really big wings on the back. Once again, no, it doesn't seem like any of the extra stuff adds your hitbox. It is going to make you a little bit more seen because if you're camping in a corner or if you're hiding like next to a wall, these would potentially stick through, and these you might be able to see around a corner. So it is going to give you away, but no, people cannot shoot your giant wings you've got on the back. Oh, wow. That is an interesting looking tail. Got a little bit of spikes there. Definitely interesting. Oh, no shoes. So bare feet. So if you like feet, this is a good operator for you to run. Yeah, so that's what the operator looks like. I do want to test out the top of the head hitbox because you can see the head of this operator is a little bit taller than a normal operator. So if we shoot that, go down a little bit. So about right there is where we get a hit marker. So yeah, the head's a little bit taller, but you can actually shoot above the head for a normal operator. So I think the hitbox is the exact same. There doesn't seem to be a difference. It looks like it's taller, and yes, you can hit this, but as you just saw, you can already hit above the head of a normal operator on top of that. This is a skin I would definitely not recommend to use if you're sniping. If you're sniping at long ranges and you're prone, whether it be in ground war or Warzone, look at the difference between how easy this is to see. Are you going to see this skin more, or are you going to see the one with giant wings? It is super noticeable when laying down, so probably not going to be too bad if this is a shipment skin, but honestly, for a Warzone/DMZ player, probably don't use this, even when the bodies are on the ground. This body is extremely noticeable, just because the wings. Also noticed, oh, whoa, I guess that's not what I was going to show you, but it looks like there's nothing inside of the outfit. I guess she's made out of gas. I don't know if that's part of Diablo, but you can see she just has floating feet and the tail that comes out. There is nothing underneath the clothes. And then the mouth, very, very sharp. I wish we could see this a little bit better, but if we get too close, she despawns. Yeah, almost like vampire teeth there. So, interesting skin, probably okay for multiplayer, but not something I'd recommend for Warzone. Tail intensifies? Ew, I kind of don't like the fact that every time you slide, you can see your feet. Keep that in mind if you're someone who slides a lot, especially in Modern Warfare 3. Every single time you slide with this skin, you are going to get a sneak peek at the feet of the operator. Like every time you get just a little feet show. Now let's take a look at the weapons and tracers that come in this bundle. Here's the new Geist AR. You can see it's a black weapon and it's got some red light up parts. That's Lilith's face on that. You can really only see it when you get to the second part of the inspect. If we look down, you can't really see it too well. Overall, design's kind of cool. Oh, look at those custom bullets. It's got some sort of symbol on it. They seem to light up in there real nice. Let's see if we can see them when they're in the chamber as well. Yep, that's kind of cool. Then we've got the ISO 45. This one, in my opinion, is cooler because you get to see all of Lilith's face. And even when you're just walking around with the weapon, you can actually see this one. And obviously, you can see it a lot better with the inspect. Magazine lights up. The sight lights up on it. Here's the custom sight. Doesn't appear that these have custom laser sights. Yep, no custom laser sights there. Here's what the bullets look like when shot up into the air. Just simple red tracers. Yeah, there's a giant mist explosion and petals for the impact effect. Very interesting. Appears to be not blood because, you know, monetization. She shoots ketchup. I guess it's part of Diablo. I guess that's kind of her thing. She loves ketchup. So the weapon shoot ketchup, got petals on it. Oh. Very noticeable when you spam them in a line. These actually are super noticeable. Still very noticeable even when shot into water. These weapons are probably going to stand out like crazy in the dark. And yeah, you can definitely see, oh wow, there's like actual texture behind the lighting. Look at her face. It's almost got like flames behind it. Couldn't notice that in the daylight. Take it into the dark. You can see it very well. Here it is on the Geist. This one seems to be even brighter there. Can notice the bullets a lot more. Now for the tracers. Can't really see the petals, but the red effect is way brighter in a dark environment. Okay, so that's a different effect. So these weapons, didn't notice it in the daylight, but when you shoot these weapons, after a long period of time, they get heated up and they get extremely bright. That is cool. Didn't advertise that in the bundle menu, but if you spray these a lot, Yeah, you can see that a lot more. Let's see it on the Geist one more time. Even the sight. Look at how noticeable that sight is now. Oh, you got to keep shooting, though. It's got to stay heated up. As soon as you got to reload, you lose how cool it looks. So right after you finish shooting, dude, that is a good looking sight there. Love when weapons do this. Here's the iron sights on the blueprints. The ISO 45 doesn't change. The Geist doesn't change in terms of how usable it is. It just gets some symbols that you're able to see. Now I want to see what the weapons look like in daylight if you get them to the Super Saiyan mode. Oh, wow. I'm shocked we didn't notice that. But yeah, so definitely noticeable even in the daytime when you spam the crap out of it. Then we got the ISO 45, shoot all our bullets in it. Yep, a lot more noticeable. Now let's check out the Mastery Camo starting with gold, and it covers the entire weapon. You can still see the red parts underneath. I want to see if we spam these weapons, if we still get to see the whole thing highlighted in red. Yeah, you can see it. I love when there's blueprints like this. So you get to put your camos on it, but you don't lose the identity of the blueprint. You still get the light up parts, and you still get the effect when the weapon overheats. The solid camos also have really good coverage. This is the whiteout camo, and it whites out the entire gun. The ISO 45 is interesting because it's got kind of like a black and white effect going on with it. Let's see what it looks like when the gun starts to heat up with the white. Oh, you don't get to see it near as well. If you're in a darker environment, you'd probably be able to see it a little. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. I like that effect. Then we've got the glowing nuke event camo, and the camo coverage for these weapons are just a little bit weird because this camo doesn't cover the top when the other two did for the Geist. ISO 45 doesn't show the top either. So some camos you put on this weapon, you're going to see the top part covered up. Other camos, you're not going to see them. But any camo you put on, you're still going to get that red effect when you fully shoot the weapon, which is the best part of these blueprints. Here's the Charm and Weapon sticker that comes in the bundle. Kind of basic. It's just a statue of Lilith. I was hoping it'd light up a little bit, but no light up effects. And the sticker is just got Lilith's face on it. Now let's test out the custom hit marker and death effects that come on these tracers. So if we shoot an enemy, just some petals come out. So pretty much the same thing if you shoot a wall, nothing special. Now if we take an enemy out, they kind of just despawn into a bunch of petals. Here's what it looks like if you get a headshot. Doesn't seem to be a difference. Now for the AR. Yeah, so the death effect for this legitimately just makes the enemy disappear. There's a lot of petals though. Kind of pretty. Okay, so we line up a bunch of enemies, take them all out. That's a lot of petals. Got a nice little petal forest. And if you haven't noticed, it also leaves a giant puddle of blood on the ground whenever you take an enemy out. Now let's see what happens to remove all the attachments on these weapons. This is what the Geist looks like. Looks pretty much the exact same, even with the attachments off. Let's do the same thing for the ISO 45. Not much difference here. Unfortunately, with the Geist, if you remove the ammo mod that comes on it, if you take off the high velocity, you are going to lose the tracers, which is a pretty big downside. ISO 45, even if you remove all the attachments, you are going to keep the tracers on it unless you change the ammo type. So if you go to ammunition, change this to anything else, yeah, now you're no longer going to have tracers on this bad boy. However, since the Geist loses its tracers, that does mean you are able to use that ammo mod, or you're able to use those tracers on different weapons. So here it is on the cast off. If you like using high velocity on the cast off, you are going to be able to use these tracers with the different death effects on the cast off. Same thing for the RPK. We're going to also be able to use them. You can see got the different tracer effects here. Also got the death effects when you take out an enemy. So if you like the cast off family, well, just these two weapons from the cast off family, and you like these tracers, and you like high velocity, pretty good combo. Now let's test out all the different variations of Lilith Daughter of Hatred finishing moves, starting with standing up.
You will learn pain, only glimpsed in myth.
Pretty much just absorbs them. Now facing the other direction.
Now, our true work begins.
Huh. Now we got the prone version.
I have not come to save.
She just ripped out Snoop Dogg's heart. Prone, but facing the other direction.
And discover who you were meant to be.
And finally, we've got the down version.
Break the chains and be beautiful in sin.
Sorry, Timmy. Now facing the other direction.
And discover who you were meant to be.
So she just kind of just picks him up by the head and then blows it up. Overall, this is a very fire finishing move. I like this type of finishing move because even if you're not playing as the Lilith Operator, this is a finishing move that is worth using on other operators. You rip out hearts, you squish heads, you melt people. So, you know, you could run this on Tim the Tatman. You could run this on Homelander. And this is a finishing move that's going to be cool regardless of who you put it on. And it's not exclusive. You can use this finishing move on any operator you'd like. Now for Lilith's voice lines. And unfortunately, she doesn't have that many. Most of the actions you do, you're not going to hear anything. Reloading, no voice lines for that. Pinging, no voice lines. Even these in-game callouts, she doesn't say anything. The only time Lilith talks is right after a finisher. So because of that, she only has a few seconds worth of voice lines. We're going to go through all of them, but don't expect this to be like a normal crossover operator where, you know, anytime you do an action, you're getting a voice line. Only happens when you do a finisher for Lilith, unfortunately.
Simply take my hand. Fight the sanctuary. Your sacrifice will not have been in vain. You will learn pain. You could be Sanctuary's greatest protector. Break the chains and discover who you were meant to be. I have not come to save. Do you have faith in me? Break the chains and be beautiful in sin. Now, our true work begins. Only glimpsed in myth.
Okay, well, we're getting shot at, so we're going to have to test this quickly. Here is the... Okay, we're just going to get the vehicle and go elsewhere. Oh, but it lights up. Oh, and they popped my tire. Great. Okay, now that we've got away from them, let's get out, check how this skin looks. So the tires are interesting. Got light up eyes there. The side of it lights up. Got Lilith's face, which I'm just now realizing she's got one yellow eye and one blue eye. Front of it has horns on the side. Oh, it's almost got like the police LEDs here, except they're red. The front of it's got some sort of symbol that lights up. Side of it lights up. The back might be the most interesting. This almost looks like lava or some really ugly look. Oh, does it move? Ew. Ew. Excuse me, bots. I am taking a gander at this LTV skin, and I'm just now realizing the back part of it is fleshy and bubbles and moves. Little bit gross. Since it lights up, let's take it in a darker area. Oh, wow. Yeah, that back of it is super noticeable. The front, super noticeable. Always like to get some light up vehicles here. The back does disturb me just a little bit, though. And finally, now for DMZ/Warzone testing, let's see if the tracer effects and death effects work. So yes, the tracer effects are going to work in DMZ/Warzone. Let's see what happens if we take out a bot. Is it going to give us the same? Yep, they explode into petals. So whether you're taking out bots or real peoples, you're still going to get the death effect. Overall, this bundle's kind of interesting. I mean, the finishing move, in my opinion, is the best part. The tracer weapons, while cool, kind of forgettable. It kind of sucks that an enemy just stole my vehicle. It kind of sucks that it doesn't have that many voice lines. I think she's only got like 45 seconds worth of voice lines, whereas most new operators have a ton. Like, none of the different callouts. You're not going to hear anything. Only when you get a finishing move are you going to hear Lilith talk, which is... I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. One of the best parts of new operators is hearing them say stuff whenever you reload, when you shoot an enemy, when you interrogate someone, and only having finishing move voice lines. Not my favorite, but hey, if you like Lilith, this is great. Also, if you like feet, you get to see a lot of feet while using this operator skin. So that's an upside for people who like to see feet. But yeah, with that, guys, we're going to wrap this one up. If you want to see any more bundle reviews where we fully show you everything before you buy the bundle, that way you know what you're getting, make sure to unlock that sub button. We're going to be doing the same thing for Modern Warfare 3. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.